look at her mama.
Hey everyone, it's Trish with All Country News, and today I'm chatting with the most charming guys you will ever meet in your life. Zach, Garrett, and Colton from Restless Road. How's it going, you guys?
We're doing fantastic. How are you?
Amazing. It's great to meet you, talk to you.
I'm doing well, thank you. So, okay, One Step Ahead has absolutely been stuck in my head, and your harmonies are just insane. But let's take it back in time a little. So, you guys started in 2013 when Colton and Zach, you were in X Factor, and you guys kept making music from there. So, was there a moment when you were sure that this is what you wanted to pursue and that you were all going to do this together?
Yeah, Colton and I, we started this band on X Factor, and that was funny to think that was, what, 7 or 8?
Coming up on 8 years.
Yeah, 7. It was a long time ago, and at the time, we were just so excited about singing and country music, and that was our passion. And after we got put into the band, we really kind of fell in love with what that represented, and we just felt like, at the time there wasn't very many vocal groups, and there's still really not. So it's always just been something that we felt is special, and we have such a strong friendship, and so just a lot of things really make sense.
What perspective would you say does each of you bring to your music? Like, who brings the humor, who brings the melancholy and all that?
I think we're all pretty goofy dudes, to be honest with you. I think really feed off of each other's energy. When we're songwriting, we always like to think of like funny parodies, and we always joke around and we keep it pretty light. So we're like the best of friends, but don't get in a room with us because we will definitely be joking.
We definitely have our own different like vibes though. Like
Yeah, we
Colton,
definitely do.
Colton is literally the guy from like the songs you hear where it's like one stoplight town, everybody knows everybody. Like you buy moonshine from the gas station. Like that's him. That's him. Like the whole family lives, on the same gravel road. That is Colton to a T. And Colton's got wife and kids, and he's just on a little bit of a different page than Garrett and I right now. So he has a whole perspective that he adds to our band. And then Garrett is, I would say he's kind of like the Energizer Bunny. He's he's that wild card. He's that wild card. He's the guy that no one knows what he's gonna say or do at the party, and they're kind of scared about it, but kind of excited too. We don't know what we're gonna see, what he's gonna do.
How would you guys describe Zach?
I don't know. I feel like what Zach said about me and Garrett, Zach kind of sets in the middle of both of us, and he's pretty level-headed and just always like kind of. He's trying to
Remember you said that.
He's the one who's like always trying to keep us like in line and make sure that like everything continues to roll exactly how it should. He's the organizer. He's the one that like when we're on the bus who's picking up after us and making sure that like me and Garrett are not a complete slob.
Yeah.
So I would say he's honestly the dad.
On your socials, you guys show some behind the scenes of your lives and of the band and, just your daily lives. But tell us a little bit about how your friendship is like and how you've progressed over the years as friends and as artists.
Obviously, one of the most important things about our band is just, the honest songwriting and the harmonies. But I think there's a whole other side to our band that we represent, friendship and just perseverance and having each other's back. And I think that's how it's always been. And I think, even the last year has just even brought that out even more. Everybody has went through, a lot of stuff, and, even in our own personal lives, things, are always happening. Colton, had a kid when he rejoined the band, and he was having a baby, and just, life's always up and down. We're always here for each other. And that's kind of our message.
Being in a band, how do you think that affects your songwriting compared to writing individually, like on your own?
I think it's really great to be able to bounce ideas off of your buddies because they will, they know if it's good or not. They'll be honest with you. But I think it creates a vibe that I think is kind of unique. We all have different messages, and we can come together and kind of say what we want, and it comes out pretty cool.
What advice would you give to other aspiring bands to keep chasing their dreams?
We have a motto. It's called "Keep Your Eyes on the Road," and it's all about just stay focused on what you want and what your goal is, and just like keep going down the road. And because I can't tell you how many times it just seems like there's no way out of this, or how do we get past this, or like if this doesn't happen for us, then it's all over. And there's just a million things you can tell yourself in your head. But you just have to stay in the game. You have to just hang in there. I mean, they don't. It's so cliche, but they call it a 10-year town, and I think we're on like year 7. And I mean, Colton even dates back coming to Nashville longer than that. So it's like you don't really know when your moment's gonna happen. Honestly, I could talk on this topic forever. This could be a whole other TED talk if we want to do it.
Check out our podcast. Yeah.
And I think another thing too, and especially these days, is we all have our phones, and there's like Instagram and TikTok, and there's those comparison traps with anything, and especially when you're an artist. Now more than ever, you can get on your phone and see 1,000 other people who are doing what you want to do and are getting more views or doing this and that. And I just think a big mindset to have is to just, when someone else is having success or they're having their moment, it doesn't mean that yours isn't coming. And I think that's really important to remember too, because like,
Yeah.
it's just, you just got to be patient.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like you just have to focus on what you can control, and don't worry about all the other stuff, because that stuff will come. If you're focused on one thing and you try to get that, it's a snowball effect. If you get that one thing rolling, eventually everything else is going to start falling and piling up into that. So it's just focusing on one thing and keeping it moving the whole time and never stopping.
What are your goals this year, and what can we expect from your music?
You know,
biggest goal is to party. Our biggest goal is to party. I think we
We've
need it.
lost a lot of
Everybody
time.
needs it. We're gonna bring the party. But we're really excited about just the new music that we have on the way, coming as early as next month. We have a song that we're really excited about, and it's gonna be the first music, you know, people have heard from us since our debut last year. And we were lucky that we put out music right before the pandemic kicked in, and so we just had this whole last year to really promote that music and had a whole lot of time to make more. And so we're most excited about that and sharing that with the world. And
Getting back on the road.
yeah,
Yeah,
getting
that's
back on the
definitely
road
big.
is like just the number one thing now. I mean, that's kind of out of our control a little bit, but that's the number one thing we're looking forward to. And yeah, can't wait for that.
Yeah, I think too, it's like meeting, you know, through TikTok and Instagram and just different mediums, we've been able to, I think, like gain a lot more fans. And I think we're really excited to be able to like meet these new people in person. I think that's a big part of it, because it's really cool to like, you know, online to feel like somebody's supporting you. But I think it's like a whole different feeling when you get to go in front of someone and get to, you know, hear their story and kind of laugh with them and joke around. So I think that's one of our goals as well.
Well, Restless Road, thank you so much for chatting with me, and I absolutely can't wait till you guys are back on the road and we can see you live.
Absolutely.
We can't wait to see you at a show.
I took one look at her mama.